The human being, the microcosmos, the universe, the macrocosmos. Every human being is a microcosmos within himself, another microcosmos. He is a universe of cells, each with its own individual intelligence. Everything in this universe is a wave of vibrating energy. The smallest particles known to man are vibrations. Everything in the universe, from a thought to a mountain, from a smallest electron to the entire cosmos, is in constant state of vibration. This is the thoughts are vibration, words are vibrations, sounds are vibrations. Light is a vibration, our planet is a vibration, our entire universe and everything within it, seen or unseen, is a vibration. Mass of atoms and subatomic particles, all energy is a vortex spiral. Our body is a collection of particles, our mind is a collection of waves, and our soul is energy. All visible matter and invisible waves in the world can be reduced to vibrating energy ash. And the tiniest vibration inside our body is that of DNA. The Russian scientists discovered that the genetic code of DNA is programmable by words and luminous frequencies and radio frequencies. Within each cell, there is an intelligent network that has all the information to recreate each organ and repeat each gesture. It's the biological internet, the BFE, that has all the information to continue the physical and emotional life of an individual in particular. It resembles other human beings and distinguishes us from others at the same time to create all the fractal patterns of differences between cultures and individuals. It has all the information so that the baby grows and resembles their parents, their ancestors, and their origins. It is a double helix braid that symbolizes evolution and depends on each individual to choose correctly what introduces new, because there is physics DNA that is only 10%, while the 90% is everything else, cultural, social, and family. It can be traced from the beginning as a species, and it is recorded there, everything that happened in the human past that influenced us, the beliefs, the feats and the adventures, the achievements of our ancestors, emotional phobias and suffering, with the whole cultural mix of our grandparents, great-grandparents and great-grandparents, and more. We inherit messages and sentences encrusted in our DNA of our ancestors. These can be reprogrammed by new messages that give orders to DNA. There are schedules, socials, and cultural factors that are in the DNA, and we can change it with new statements, mantras, and sentences not manipulated by religion and the current culture. A constant felt emotion has a vibration and a color. This ends up modifying the DNA so that it constantly continues repeating itself. These mixtures distinguish us as an individual and give us all the information and accumulated of previous memory, and precisely this is structured the same as the syntax of languages, due that it is the same as cultural and social DNA. DNA is programmed with words and ways of speaking. It follows the same rules as languages, and there is an intimate connection between the structure of certain languages with the structure of DNA. Reflections of perceptions, involuntary acts that happen to be already learned. These may or may not be necessary. Memories of the past can be dragged on, or a way of solutions by experience. First arises the conscious thought with the emotion, with the unconscious emotion, yang, yin, and we grasp it with the feeling of emotion, becoming conscious with the thought. Are these consistent, constant, recurring, or not? Yes, if they are, trust that it is positive, because if not, enters a negative pattern in the DNA. Also, the brain files images that influence us in moments of images of similar situations. The DNA stores vibrations which arise mainly from the vibrations of emotions. DNA is programmed with repetition of thoughts, repetition of emotions, repetition of sensation, patterns, repetition. And to reprogram it, we have to do change of habits, live in other countries, speak other languages, having a partner of a different culture. All this gives flexibility to adapt and changes the DNA as well. 90% of cultural DNA ends up influencing the physical DNA with constancy and repetition of the same vibration, emotion, color. With time and perseverance, it ends up influencing the 10% and changing physical functions of the organism. 10% of protein buildup over time can also be reprogrammed by words, thoughts, and its emotions constantly. Affirmations such as prayer and mantras are the forms to program the DNA. Religions and cultural beliefs program the behavior, and it comes from the programming of DNA. Chromosomes by X-rays and damaged molecules have been regenerated with color laser light that mimics emotion. It also means that constant sounds from engines, fridges, television also end up reprogramming unconsciously or damaging the DNA. It is one of the tragedies of our society with technology without conscience. All solid objects are vibrations, energy, and seen waves are also vibrating energy, sound, radio, electricity, light, television, waves, microwaves, X-rays, gamma rays, and psychic energy waves. The mind is an energy station which creates, transmits, and receives energy. The will of the mind can change the form of energy, thoughts, which are waves of energy that can be transmitted to and from human minds within the earth plane to human and other entities in the afterlife in a process called telepathy. It's tuned in with me. With flexibility, you can change your voice to more acute, younger, to the next higher in tone musical note with another mastery. Very long and deep text for each musical note. There are 12 evolutionary steps for each musical note. C, trust. C sharp, fearlessness. D, joy. D sharp, grace. E, impeccability. F, mindfulness. F sharp, gratitude. G, accountability. G sharp, responsibility. A, reverent respect. A sharp, engaged detachment. And B, love. In this system of voice analysis that I present here, we are going to locate vibration patterns relating the voice and its harmonics to emotional vibrations, and it's an attempt to help to be aware of what the vibration emotion that constantly weakens and which constantly strengthens from physical to energetic to the whole universe of the individual to achieve his goals. Biolook Sonic. Napoleon did not know that he would have more mastery with this mobile application. Life manifests itself in colors, in a constant pendular yin-yang movement. It absorbs one color and reflects its complementary color. The warm red inside the body inverts to cold blue. Inverse waves create the motor of life and its infinite energy, and the colors are the emotions.